At the beginning of the movie, we see a man telling a girl, "You're beautiful just the way you are. All the other girls are jealous of you." Then we see the man cleaning the girl's pubic hair and saying, "Don't tell your mother I shaved your pubic hair." The man's name is Barry, and the girl's name is Jazeera. Jazeera is only 13 years old, and Barry is Jazeera's mother's boyfriend. She's watching an adult comedy movie with Barry and is enjoying it. Just then, her mother, Gil, arrives and finds shaved pubic hair in the bathroom. She asks Jazeera, "Who told you to shave yours?" Jazeera looks at Barry, realizing it was Barry who did it. She then tells Jazeera to go to her room and scolds Barry for shaving Jazeera's pubic hair. Meanwhile, Jazeera listened in on their conversation. Barry says he doesn't think it's wrong to shave a girl's pubic hair. The next day, we see Gil and Jazeera at the airport. Gil is sending her to stay with her father, but Jazeera doesn't want to go. Gil tells her, "I'm afraid Barry might do something wrong to her. That's why it's safer to send her to her father." Jazeera then goes to her father, who works at NASA and has a rather strict temperament. On the way, Jazeera sees a poster of a naked girl, which she looks at intently. But as soon as her father stares at her, she turns away. The next day, when she comes to breakfast, her father slaps her hard and tells her not to wear shorts in front of him again. He then tells her to change her clothes. Jazeera runs away crying. Just then, her father follows her into her room and consoles her. The next day, Jazeera and her father are watching TV together when the doorbell rings. We see that their neighbors have arrived, including Travis, his wife, and their son, Jack. They all chat. Jack asks Jazeera, "Will you play badminton with me?" They both go to play badminton. While they're playing, a shuttlecock touches Jazeera's breast, causing Jack to laugh. Jazeera, in anger, throws the shuttlecock at someone else's house. After a while, everyone is talking. Travis asks Jazeera, "Why don't you babysit Jack?" Jack replies, "She's only 3 years older than me." But Jazeera agrees, and the next day, she comes to Travis's house to babysit, only to find Jack looking at an adult magazine filled with obscene pictures. Jazeera stops him, but Jack doesn't listen. The next day, Jazeera goes to the bathroom, where she discovers that her period has already begun. She then goes with her father to buy pads. There, she asks him to buy tampons. But her father tells Jazeera that married women use tampons and makes her buy them. Jazeera then goes to school. There, a boy makes fun of Jazeera's name and scatters her belongings, picking up a fallen pad and laughing. She then goes to the bathroom and tries to use a tissue as a pad, because the boys had ruined hers. A teacher comes into the bathroom and, seeing her crying, gives her a tampon. At home, while cleaning the toilet, her father finds a tampon inside, which is what caused the blockage. She then becomes very angry with Jazeera. Jazeera then calls her mother and tells her that her father doesn't let her use tampons. But his mother also takes his father's side. The next day, she reads the same magazine again at Jack's house and has an orgasm. Just then, Jack's father, Travis, arrives, and Jazeera tells Travis, "Please don't tell my father about this." The next day, she comes home from school and steals a protective shield from Travis's bag. While she's sleeping at home, she hears footsteps and goes outside to find her father having fun with his girlfriend, Mina. He sees Jazeera and starts talking to her. The next morning, Jazeera approaches Travis and asks for the same magazine, saying she loves it. Travis shoos her away, leaving the magazine outside her house. Jack and Jazeera then look out the window at a house where they had hit a shuttlecock while playing badminton. They then go to their house to retrieve the shuttlecock, where they find a pregnant woman who reveals herself to be Malina. Meanwhile, Jazeera meets a boy named Thomas at school, who is a very nice guy. They now always hang out at school. After school, Jazeera goes to Jack's house to sing his baby's songs, where Jack teases her. Jazeera hits him, causing Jack to cry. Later that evening, Travis comes to Jazeera's house. He becomes angry at Jazeera, asking her why she hit Jack. He then asks her to call Jazeera's father, to which Jazeera replies that he's not home. He then demands all the adult magazines back from Jazeera and begins to force her. Travis, unable to control himself, puts his hand in Jazeera's bouquet, which makes Jazeera feel very good. However, because Jazeera is a virgin, Travis gets blood on his finger. The sight of the blood frightens him, and he leaves. This Jazeera tries to stop Travis, but Travis does not return. After which, Jazeera goes to the washroom, where she washes her private parts and begins to clean the blood with her clothes. The next day, there's a party at Thomas's house, where Jazeera is also present. When they are alone, Thomas tries to get intimate with Jazeera, but then Jazeera's father calls and says that he is coming to pick her up. Jazeera then asks Thomas to bring tampons and a razor for school tomorrow, saying that her father doesn't let her use them. Jazeera's father then comes to pick her up and, upon seeing Thomas, forbids her from meeting him because he is black. The next day, Thomas brings her the tampons and a razor and asks her where she will shave. He asks her if he can shave her. We then see Thomas shaving Jazeera. Thomas says, "You look amazing." After the shave, he kisses her and leaves. Then, while Jazeera is cleaning the garden with her father, Travis arrives and asks her to babysit Jack again, but she refuses. Later that night, Travis comes to Jazeera's house and asks her to go out for dinner. They then go to a restaurant away from home so that no one will recognize Travis. The waiter assumes Jazeera must be Travis's daughter. Jazeera replies, "I'm not your daughter. I'm your girlfriend," because only a boyfriend does that to his girlfriend. The next day, Jazeera and Thomas plan to meet after school. Thomas takes Jazeera to his place, and they get intimate. However, when she leaves Thomas's house, Travis sees her. Travis then goes to Jazeera's house and tells her that he's going to Iraq and will never return. After saying this, he kisses Jazeera and then gets intimate with her. But Jazeera does not like all this. The next day, Jazeera's father sees all the dirty magazines, which angers him. Jazeera runs away to her neighbor, Malina, and tells her everything. Malina and her husband rescue Jazeera from her father. After that, Jazeera starts living at Malina's house. The next day, when Malina goes to pick Jazeera up from school, Thomas comes along with her. But Malina doesn't know that this is actually a plan by Jazeera and Thomas to meet at Malina's house. They begin to get intimate at night, but their noise draws Malina into her room. However, before Malina can enter, they both clean up. Malina becomes suspicious and sends Thomas to another room. Then, Jazeera's father, along with his girlfriend, arrives at Malina's house to pick up his daughter. He becomes angry upon seeing Thomas. He then argues with the rest of the house, asking why Thomas is there and what he's doing. Enraged, he searches Jazeera's room, where he finds a used protective vest. He grabs Thomas and begins beating him, saying, "Because of you, my daughter is no longer a virgin." Jazeera replies, "It's not because of Thomas, but because of Travis." Everyone is shocked. She then tells everyone about Travis. Jazeera's father calls the police, and Travis is jailed. The next day, we see Thomas, deeply saddened by all this. But he deeply loves Jazeera, which is why he doesn't break up with her. Then, we see Travis get bail and get out of jail. Jazeera then goes to Travis, who asks her why she's there and tells her to stay away. But then Malina sees Jazeera and Travis together. She starts walking towards him, but she slips and falls, and Travis runs away. Meanwhile, Malina, being pregnant, begins experiencing pregnancy pains. Jazeera and her dad take her to the hospital, where Malina gives birth, and Jazeera sees a newborn baby for the first time. This concludes the movie. If you enjoyed our movie explanation, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching our video.